What's up, everybody? It's DSP, and hopefully this is the last time we'll be doing this in 2010. At this point, we're almost at the fourth quarter, and well, I take it back. We're only a little bit past the middle of the year, but most of the games for this year have now officially been announced. I've updated my gaming calendar here for the last time, and what I want to do is go through it, obviously starting in August, and explain to everyone the games that, number one, I'm definitely going to do, number two, I'm interested in and might do but aren't definite, and number three, I am interested in doing, but they might not necessarily have solid release dates, and so you're not very sure when those games are going to be out. The one thing I want to say up front, which I've said all along, but a lot of people don't listen, is if a game does not have a solid release date, I might not talk about it on here, and it doesn't mean I'm not interested in that game. It just means that why am I going to waste my time talking about all these games I want to play that we don't even know when the fuck they're going to come out. They could come out in 2 years, and here we are spinning our wheels about them now. So this is a estimate of what I'll be playing for the rest of the year, or at least what I'm interested in. And this is a good time to do it because a couple things have happened in the past couple of weeks. Number one, as you know, I'm not going to Japan in September for the SBO qualifiers for Super Turbo, which was a maybe last time I did this. So we know that September will be freed up. And number two, I actually now have a Nintendo Wii thanks to that fan donation. So thank you very much, the person who donated that. I have actually contacted them personally. Besides that, let's get started. And what I did, I actually amended the calendar. This includes all three systems, so Xbox 360, PS3, and the Nintendo Wii. All those games that I'm interested in are included in this calendar. And just for an FYI, I've said this 100 times before as well, but it's worth reiterating. If there's a game that's cross-platform on both if there's a game that is cross-platform, here, you know what, let me get a sip of water. If it's on both Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, I usually play it on Xbox 360, and the reason is because, number one, I had the Xbox 360 way before I bought a PS3, and therefore I have all my achievement points since I've owned the system are accumulated on there. And so it makes a lot more sense for me to play the games on there and have those achievement points keep racking up. And number two, most of my friends own an Xbox 360. So if there are games that are multiplayer, it makes more sense for me to buy those games on Xbox 360 so I can play with my friends. So here we go. Starting in August, today's August 8th. What the hell is something on my camera? The next week, what I'm planning to do, either today or tomorrow or sometime this week, I'm going to beat StarCraft 2, the campaign. I'm on the last mission now, so it shouldn't be much harder anyway. After that, I want to play a little bit online, but I'm not sure how hardcore I'm really going to get into it, simply because unlike when I used to play StarCraft 1, it's not like that's the only game I'm playing anymore. There's a lot of fucking games that I'm into, and so I don't want to spend an over amount of time playing that game, but we'll see. Next week, well, I'm sorry, yeah, it is next week, is Kane and Lynch 2. The week after that is Mafia 2. And at the end of the month, on the 31st, you've got Dead Rising, K0, and Metroid Other M. First of all, these two games, I am kind of interested in them, but I'm not, like, super interested. Kane and Lynch 1 sucked dick, and I'm hoping they've made a lot of improvements to make it not suck dick, because earlier this year, I tried the same exact mentality with Army of Two back in January. I said the first one wasn't that good. Hopefully they improved the second one, and the second one sucked balls. So hopefully Kane and Lynch 2, they've fixed some of those mistakes from the first game. Mafia 2 is a free roaming game just like Grand Theft Auto, and it's with the Mafia, so there's really not much to say there. I'll see if I get to it or not. Now at the end of the month, this is interesting because the Dead Rising K0, here's what that is if you haven't heard about it yet. What they're actually doing is exactly 1 month before the release of Dead Rising 2, they're releasing this DLC called Dead Rising K0. And what this is, it's like a mini game that's a bridge between Dead Rising 1 and Dead Rising 2, and it kind of transitions between the two, and really it has the control scheme and the gameplay of Dead Rising 2. So this is an opportunity for you to try out the controls for Dead Rising 2 before you even buy the game and see if you like that control scheme, and also to get a bridge in the story between the two games to understand what happened. So I'll probably be checking that out, but before I even try that, more than likely I'm going to be playing Metroid Other M now that I have the Nintendo Wii. Like I said earlier in the year, I am interested in that. I actually do like the Metroid series, and now turning it, basically changing the game to be something better with the inclusion of Team Ninja working on this game, having both third person and first person, that was the kind of thing that turned me off to the Metroid Prime series. Is I like Metroid as a side-scrolling series. That's what it always was. It was a side-scrolling adventure series, and then they turned it into a fucking first-person shooter, which I didn't care for. So Metroid Other M, bridging those two, hopefully it'll bring a lot of people who've been on the fence together, and it'll be a great game. But I guess we'll see. Oh, one other thing before I leave the month of August. Sorry for the blurriness right now. Let me try to fix that. A lot of people have been sending me messages saying, are you going to play the new Castlevania game that just came out? Because I mentioned it, I scribbled it a couple months ago and it's erased now. Here's the deal. The game itself, from all things that I can tell from people that I know who own it and from game reviews, you can't beat the game by yourself. It's almost impossible. It's really meant to be a game to play with like more than 2 people at a time. And it's actually up to 6-player co-op at a time. So unfortunately, no, I don't have 6 friends who can sit around for 6 to 8 hours to beat that game, especially not without planning it. Like, last year, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, we planned on doing that ahead of time, and we did. We didn't know that's what this game was going to be like. So, unfortunately, we haven't had time to work it out. Now, John Rambo actually owns the game. He played it, and he likes it a lot. But like he said, I can't, it's hard to beat without a bunch of people helping you. And, we've been thinking about maybe doing it, but I don't know. With a lot of stuff that's coming up, and with him preparing for Super Battle Opera, I don't know if there's going to be enough time to play it. More than likely, it's going to fall under the radar anyway. So, what can you do? Can't play them all. So, in September, we've got a double release day on the 7th. You've got Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. And if you watch the E3 footage, coverage from most of the major gaming sites, you probably saw Batman Brave and the Bold is a Wii downloadable title. That's going to be a side-scrolling beat-em-up, which might be interesting. It's been a while since I played a new side-scrolling beat-em-up. A week after that, will be Halo Reach, which of course is going to be hit or miss. The question is, will Halo Reach be more like Halo 2, which was a giant jump for the series? Will it be like Halo 3, which was kind of a semi-improvement? Definitely an improvement graphics-wise, but not exactly like a super retardedly long, groundbreaking leap. Will it be like Halo ODST, which is a complete waste of fucking money and time, an overpriced DLC that was sold as a actual retail release and basically ripped off every single person who bought it? Or will it be an actually good standalone game that is going to be original and be worth your money? I don't know. And that's what we're going to find out. I was so disappointed last year with ODST. I did like Halo 3, and I played the hell out of it for about 2 to 3 months when it was new back in, 2007 now? Shit. But at this point, it might have even been 2006, I don't even remember. But at this point, I'm really starting to lose faith in this Halo franchise. Halo 1 was great, Halo 2 was good, Halo 3 was, decent, and ODST was complete and utter fucking ballsack. So, what are you going to do? I've seen a lot of footage, the graphics look great, the gameplay looks exactly the fucking same as every other Halo game. So, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Since I will be here in the month of September now, Sony Move, I will be trying on the 19th, which could be absolutely hilarious. I'm not sure what games will be released by then because Sony hasn't even fucking announced it yet. So we have no idea what games we'll be playing on launch day, but I'll be trying them out. And then on the 28th, you've got the release of Dead Rising 2, which, if you watch my previous schedule video, you found out I really didn't like Dead Rising 1 a lot, and it wasn't because of the game concept. I loved the whole, free roaming, kill zombies, do missions concept. The problem was I hated the control scheme. I thought the controls were god-awful. It was very hard to control Frank West, at least in my opinion, and the boss battles were the worst fucking things I've ever played. I'm sorry, but there's a dude in the food court, and he's running across the awnings in the food court, and you pull out a fucking machine gun, and you put 472 bullets in him, and he's still perfectly fine, and you're out of ammo. That game sucks my dick, okay? So, and he's not like he's a superhuman, he's just some asshole. So, fuck Dead Rising 1. I hope Dead Rising 2 will be a lot better. And then, for the month of September, there's 2 DLCs that have been announced, but they don't have solid release dates yet. You've got the Alan Wake DLC, The Writer. That's the second Alan Wake DLC. The first one back in July dealt with Alan basically realizing he was still inside of his own story. Now in this one, he knows he's in his own story, and he's trying to find a way to write his way out. So that'll be interesting, continuing the story of Alan Wake. And then the Mass Effect 2 DLC, the Lair of the Shadow Broker. Now, if you played Mass Effect 1, you know who the Shadow Broker is. He's a guy who's behind the scenes of everything, pretty much. He basically manipulates economies and things so that he becomes rich. And he also has a lot of operatives and people working for him behind the scenes. But they never show him. They never directly explain who he really is. And he's just like a background plot, basically, for the game. Now, in Mass Effect 2, he or she, we don't even know if it's a he or she, but they took a more prominent role because you meet up with your teammate Liara from the first game, and she's under the Shadow Broker's control. She actually cannot quit the job because she's afraid if she does, she'll get killed by the Shadow Broker. But unfortunately, they don't give you the option in the regular campaign to help her out. So in this case, in the DLC, supposedly, you're finally supposed to be able to help her out, and she might actually even become a playable character. So I guess we'll have to find out. Now, for the month of October, first of all, Fear 3 I'm very interested in. I liked Fear 2. The problem is, once again, this company can't get their act together and they can't get a solid release date. They announce beginning of October, late September, and now no one has any fucking clue when the game's coming out. So, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. But, you know, I guess what we're going to basically just have to do is wait it out and see. And when we get more information about when the game will actually come out, I'll let everyone know. But I definitely want to play that game. Get a sip of water here. So the month of October. NBA Jam, the new NBA Jam, supposedly is coming out on the Wii on the 5th. But now there's a lot of rumors going around that maybe you can't even buy the game by itself, that you have to buy the new NBA Live and it comes with it, in which case, what a fucking ripoff that is, because who the fuck wants NBA Live when you got NBA Jam coming out? So fuck you if that's the case, whoever game developer's doing that shit. If it's Midway, I'm really going to shove this finger up your fucking ass, because we're tired of that shit. We don't want your shitty NBA Live. We want NBA Jam, motherfucker. So don't do it. Pricing shit, sell this for $20-$30. I'll pay $30 for NBA Jam, but I don't want your piece of shit game. So don't bundle it, or else I'll slap you. Alright, October 12th, we have a problem. We have 2 games released at once. We have Medal of Honor and Quantum Theory. Medal of Honor being just what that is, Medal of Honor. If you've ever played one, you've played them all. And Quantum Theory is an interesting third-person shooter similar to Gears of War that was originally supposed to come out in July and got delayed. So they're both coming out on the same day. And this is the beginning of our end-of-the-year pattern of clusterfuck release dates, where you have multiple games being released on the same day, because the game developer, not the game developers, but the marketing teams and the release teams have no fucking brains, and they basically saturate the market with too many new games at once, and none of them get bought because of that. So, Medal of Honor and Quantum Theory on the 12th. Kirby's Epic Yarn for the Wii is supposed to come out sometime in October. I think the 13th is a release date I saw, but I don't think any games come out on Wednesday, so that could be complete bullshit. But I'll let you know when that gets updated. Vanquish, which was a really interesting looking first-person shooter at E3, is now coming out on the same day as Fallout New Vegas, so all I have to say to that is, Vanquish, good game, peace out. No one's gonna fucking buy you because the people who are selling you are a bunch of idiots, and if I were on the development team for that game, I'd be shitting my pants and fucking throwing a fit to my marketing team and saying, what is wrong with you releasing this game on the same day as a game that people have been waiting for 2 years and everyone's gonna run out and buy? You're a bunch of fucking morons. However, if I have time, I will look into it, but unfortunately, since you have so many games coming out at this time of year, I don't know if I will. And speaking to that point, in a week, on the 26th, you have Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, Fable 3, and the new remake of Splatterhouse, all coming out on the same day. Holy fucking overload, dude. Again, why do they do this? I'll try to play all 3 games. I can't promise I'll be able to, simply because it's so much at once. They have all these weeks here. Well, here's a week here, here's a week here, here's a week here, here's a week here. At the end of the year, there's almost no games, but they have to put them all out in October. Fucking idiots. You're fucking stupid. No one's going to end up buying the games because of this. Or really what's going to happen is everyone's going to buy the games or will ask for them for Christmas, which is fine and they'll get bought, but it sucks for a gamer like me. Now I have to pick and choose what game do I want to play, first, second, third, as I space myself out here. Just so everyone knows, just like I did last year, I will be doing a special for Halloween, and depending on how long it takes, I might actually spread it out between the 30th and the 31st of October, but that's going to be really interesting. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. I have an extremely good idea of what I'm going to do. It's actually way better than last year, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. November Supposedly on November 2nd, the Conduit 2 comes out for the Wii. And if you said, what the fuck is the Conduit? That there's a sequel? Well, about a year and a half ago now, I can't even really remember, there was a first-person shooter that came out for the Wii, and it was a Wii exclusive called Conduit. And everyone basically said this. They said, wow, this is the best FPS game on the Wii. But that's not saying much, because all the FPS games on the Wii suck dick. Especially all the versions of the multi-platform games like the Call of Duty series and all that. They're very watered down on the Wii because the Wii can't handle the graphics. So Conduit 2 is supposedly the sequel to the first Conduit. I'd love to see if it really is a good first-person shooter game on the Wii, so I might be checking that out. Supposedly November 4th is the Microsoft Kinect comes out, and there's three to four games announced for launch day. Dance Central, Connectables, Connect Adventures, and I think there was also some fucking workout game, which I'm not getting, so fuck that shit. But I'm interested in trying this out. My question is this, and this is a good question. Check this out, alright? This is my living room layout. So you have my couch here, coffee table, and my TV there. And I won't try to show the TV so I don't get sued. But basically, how am I supposed to play Kinect here with the coffee table there? Because doesn't Kinect have a camera here that looks at the entire room, including your feet? So you're telling me every time I want to play Kinect, I need to move this coffee table the fuck out of the way? Well, what fun is that? That's work that I have to lift and move shit to use the fucking Kinect. Why can't the Kinect just work with your arms and your torso and shit and maybe detect your leg movements or whatever? But why does it need to look at the floor? If that's the case, I think I'm fucked. So I'm going to try Kinect, but if that's the case, I'm probably going to end up not using it for much after I do my initial gameplay, because who the fuck wants to move that table every time I want to play a game? That's ridiculous. Fucking morons. So anyway, continuing on November 9th, you've got Call of Duty Black Ops, which is the new Call of Duty game from Treyarch. You know, they're still following the pattern of a new Call of Duty game every year. On the 16th, we've got an insane fucking triple release again. You've got Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which is the multiplayer Assassin's Creed game that also continues the story of Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2. You've got Little Big Planet 2, which, yes, I know I hated Little Big Planet 1. I'm still going to try Little Big Planet 2. I got like my fingers crossed and fucking I'm breaking wishbones left and right that they've done something to improve this game. Because again, I'm going to say the same thing I said when Little Big Planet 1 came out. And if you look at sales results, you'll understand what I'm saying. No gamer in their right fucking mind wants to make their own game. If they want to make their own game, here's what they're going to do. They're going to go to school for it, they're going to make their own game, they're going to sell their game, and they're going to make money. They're not going to pay this fucking game studio $60 to use their software to make their own game and then give it out for free. Are you stupid? That's the dumbest fucking sales model I've ever heard in my life. So, Little Big Planet 1, even though, again, 2 years ago, every gaming magazine said, oh, this is the future of gaming, this is the best fucking model ever, guess what happened? Some people bought Little Big Planet 1, but it didn't turn out to be the giant monstrosity that they thought it was going to be. In fact, a lot of gaming analysts like Michael Pachter are saying that they don't even feel anyone's going to buy Little Big Planet 2 simply because everyone's still using Little Big Planet 1 to make the custom levels if they want to. Why would you buy another game to do the same thing? It doesn't seem to make sense. So, gaming analysts agree with me, sales figures agree with me, I agree with me. That's enough for me to believe Little Big Planet 1 sucked dick, and Little Big Planet 2 is also a bad idea that's probably going to suck more dick. But I'm still going to try it. If there's a solid platformer there, I'd love to try it out, but I get the feeling I'm going to buy the game, beat the platformer in 4 hours like I did with Little Big Planet 1, and then have a fucking paperweight that I'll be trading at. And then the same day, again, a new Sonic game. Can you believe it? It's Sonic Colors. And it's a 3D Sonic game, so you know that's going to suck ass. Because there hasn't been a good 3D Sonic game since Sonic Adventure 1. But, what are you going to do? And for the record, I did actually play the last 3D Sonic game, just the one that, remember, they tried to reboot the series and just call it Sonic the Hedgehog. And let me give you some perspective. I played the game for 25 minutes, and after 25 minutes, I hit the first big, like, loop-de-loop that was in the water. I was running straight ahead, He went like this. He went, whoa, ran off the loop and killed himself. I said, that can't be right. Let me try that again. He went, whoa, ran off the loop and killed himself. I said, I'm going to give this game one more chance. So then I tried again. He said, whoa, ran off the loop and killed himself. And I fucking took the disc out of my PlayStation 3 and I threw it in the fucking corner. I never played that game again. Let's see if they can get it. This is really their last chance because remember, Sonic 4 is coming out and that game is a 2D game again. So if they don't get it right this time, I get the feeling this team is going to be fucking disbanded at this point because none of their games are any fucking good. They're awful. So yeah, one more chance. Sonic Colors better be good. Alright, so coming to the end of the year here, at the very end of November, there's Tron Evolution, and there hasn't been a lot about this game. I have seen some coverage, but a new Tron game, the premise seems interesting, especially if it's going to be, like, you know, updated for the times, so we'll have to see what that's like. Epic Mickey has been announced for Holiday 2010, and I am interested in it on the Wii. Well, obviously, if there's no solid release date, I can't tell you when it's coming out, but I did want to mention that I do want to play that game. I just need to know when the hell it is coming out. And then finally, the only other game that's actually been announced by the end of the year with a solid release date is Sonic 4 Episode 1. They're saying by the end of December, that'll be out. But some games fell by the wayside this year, like Dead Space 2, True Crime Hong Kong, Max Payne 3. All those games are going to be delayed. They're not going to come out in 2010. But the good news is, as you know, from last year and the year before, at the end of every year, the month of December for me is more of a month to recap what we've done over the entire course of the year. And so the fact that there's not going to be many games, if any games in December, is a good thing, because I'm going to do my 3 series. Top 10 best games of the year, top 10 worst gaming moments of the year, top 10 funniest gaming moments of the year, and we'll see what else happens. Maybe I'll have time to do something else or not. If you remember last year, I had plans for a giant Christmas special, and it kind of fell through the cracks because I actually got sick 2 weeks before, and I lost my voice, and I barely had my voice back in order to even do the special. So we'll see what happens this year, but basically that's it. I mean, it was a long video, but I think it covered everything that I want to play, gave you an insight into what I'm looking to do, and I hope it was very informative. Be sure to tell, once again, anyone who you know who's interested that this is the final gaming schedule video for 2010. Send them, a link to the video so that way they don't continuously send me messages, because yes, if you can believe it, even though I make these videos, people still constantly on a daily basis send me the same damn questions. Are you going to play this game? Are you going to play that game? Do you like Fallout New Vegas? Do you like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood? Do you want to play NBA Jam? Hey, can you add me to your friends list? Just watch the videos, okay? Just watch the videos that I make, and all of your questions will be answered. No, I'm not going to add you to my friends list, and these are the games that I'm going to be playing for the rest of the year. So this is DSP signing off for now. I hope this was informative, and I'll talk to you later.